Hi, Tom Cole, the coach for Steve Taylor Community Connection. And to my extreme left, superstar Terry Crosby. Welcome, Cros.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it.
In the middle of these two slugs on the outside is a very beautiful, talented Libby Schoen from the Lucas Metropolitan Housing. She's one of the chief administrative strategists for that organization. Libby, welcome. And
having me.
you know, housing is such a. I read your vision strategy, and it was really impactful that Americans all deserve an opportunity at housing and have good housing where they can feel safe, bring up their families, feel good about where they live, and feel good about their home. That's Americana. That's a part of our fabric of who we are and our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and you and your great staff are helping to make that happen. But there's a lot of acronyms in housing today, and I think it's confusing for people. Kind of take us through the acronyms and who you are, what you do, that type of thing.
Sure. Thanks so much for having me. I'm happy
You're
to
welcome.
be here today. So I work for the Housing Authority, but I am also honored and blessed to work for a nonprofit affiliate. So at the Housing Authority, we serve roughly between 17,000 and 18,000 individuals annually. And we believe that everyone deserves a place to call home.
Yes.
And so we serve individuals through our low-income public housing program and the Housing Choice Voucher program. So we take care of about 2,600 units, and we have about 4,000 vouchers. So they're people that lease up in community all across Lucas County. But in addition to that, we have this amazing nonprofit affiliate called Lucas Housing Services Corporation. So we established in 2013, and I have the honor and privilege of being the vice president for that organization.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So it's another way that we're able to provide access to affordable housing in our community, and we also renovate homes. We really believe in revitalizing neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
We have about 50 tenants that we are housing, and we work with them so that they can also purchase those homes that they are leasing from us each month.
Okay, so you put them on track to actually own the home. You know, I can give you this is how important and vital this is. I think there was a gentleman who wrote a book, I read it a long time ago. I think it was called Broken Windows, where in a neighborhood, he did a study all across the United States. When you have a house where, let's say, the windows are broken or the doors are kicked in, and it could be a nice neighborhood. This one particular house has gone into disarray.
Right.
And what he found was that quickened other homes on the block to go to disarray. And we had one in our neighborhood. We're privileged to live in a very nice neighborhood. We've been there for like 25 years. And there was a house, someone passed away, and I don't know what happened to the house, and they didn't sell it, and there were some issues and problems. And before you know it, it was really in bad shape. And I noticed around the neighborhood, because of that house, the property values went down probably $10,000, $15,000 that were around in the proximity of that house. So somebody came in, and I don't know if it was your organization or whomever it was, but they came in, they refurbed it beautifully, and they sold it, and it's been kept up immaculately, and it changes a paradigm in a neighborhood. So the work you're doing, giving people vital housing, it's an American right, and then what it does for our neighborhoods, it lifts neighborhoods.
Yes, block by block, street by street, neighborhood by neighborhood. And that's how you lift up and you build community. And it's something that our board is committed to and is passionate about. So right now we are really excited. We're going to be doing some work in the Vistula neighborhood.
Nice. Yes.
Yep. And we are just finishing up and wrapping up some renovations in the Junction neighborhood. So we have some homes that are listed on Zillow right now that we're looking for some future buyers. And we're really excited because the work we're doing is in alignment with Habitat for Humanity. So
Correct.
block by block, street by street, community by community. So we're really excited.
That's beautiful.
And let Cros get to you here, but what is it like for you and your great staff when you put someone in a home that has not had a home? You know, the exhilaration and the good feeling, it has to be such a wonderful feeling.
There's nothing like it. For example, we are in the process of leasing up our 45-unit permanent supportive housing project for Park Apartments. We have hosted half a dozen events where we are welcoming in individuals between the ages of 18 and 24 that are chronically homeless, who have disabilities, who don't have a forever home or a place to call home. And it has been the most beautiful thing that I've ever had the opportunity to experience. We have the best job, I would say, on the planet, because housing is foundational.
Right.
It is core to anything.
Correct.
If you don't know where you are going to sleep at night, all the other things are harder to do, right? Other decisions are harder to make. So to be able to have that is an honor and a privilege. We have an amazing team that also feel that way. And so it is something that we don't take lightly. And to hear those stories, it's something that is a privilege, right? To be able to work with the individuals, it is to hear their strengths, to hear their stories. It's something that you don't take lightly.
Yes.
Right. And Libby, I'm so really, really grateful to have you and your team in today with us. It's a really, really positive thing that you are here speaking about the great work that you do. But I want to touch base on, because I pay attention to kind of like, I'm not into politics, but I pay attention to what the politics are talking about. Okay, and I think all of us need to do that. And I noticed that on Mayor Wade's priority is housing. And, you know, how is that going to benefit you? Because I think he's really focusing on bettering the communities with more renovation with their communities. The housing issue is a main priority for him. So just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the hope is that we can continue our relationship that we already have with the city. We have a really strong partnership with the city. We work with the city on renovating the homes that we are have on the market right now that are in the Junction neighborhood. The city has partnered with us on Park Apartments and many other projects that we have. So our hope is to deepen that partnership so that we can bring more units online, because our goals are in alignment with the city, in alignment with the city's plan.
Beautiful.
And we have a deep and meaningful partnership. So the hope is to be able to continue to strengthen and build upon that, because there's been studies done where we don't have enough units, and that we can really continue to build up the vitality in those neighborhoods in our community.
Okay. Are you working with Alicia Smith over at Junction?
We are. We're going to reach out to her with the homes that we have for sale. We have worked with her historically in some of our home renovation projects through a nonprofit affiliate.
Okay, so I'm just really encouraged that Mayor Wade is that's a number one priority for him. Is housing.
It is for our community, because there is a lack of housing stock, and that's something that is not unique to our community. It's something that is across the country. There's a need for housing. It's something that is an issue that spans the United States, across our country.
You know,
thank you.
Cross hit a salient point, I think, Libby, and I went through the City of Toledo budget and the money that's out. You know, we're $1 billion. I don't know if people understand this. We're $1 billion city as far as expenditures, and what we $1 billion in Toledo. But I did look at the housing, and you know, there's a number there, but I'm thinking, you know, I know you have to be very careful what you say and so forth, because you work together and you don't want to make any enemies. I get that 1,000%. You want to help people with housing, but I really felt there should be more money there. You know, we do a great job of filling potholes and doing streets, which is, you know, that's important. I mean, believe me. But what's more important to me is putting people in homes and living in good situations. If anything is going to lift our community, that's going to do it. You know, potholes and streets, okay, that's fine, but that doesn't really lift your community.
Right.
So something that our organization is really looking at, and our nonprofit is looking at, is diversifying our funding stream. So that is something that is not unique to us as a housing authority or a nonprofit affiliate. That is something that across the country, individuals that are in the housing space are looking at, because the resources are finite. And so it's new and innovative ways to be able to do that. And how can you leverage resources from places maybe you couldn't have, or you didn't before. So I would say that's something that we're up for the challenge. We're exploring new and different opportunities, and anybody that's interested in getting in this space, we encourage them to do so. If you're interested in investing or being a partner or being somebody that wants to support this need, come find us, ask us, be involved, use your voice, advocate for it. There's always opportunity.
And Libby, I'm so glad you went there. Say people with money to invest in capital, and they see your wonderful presentation and they want to get involved in some fashion.
Sure.
How do they go about doing that?
If you're interested in getting involved and you want to be involved, you can get involved through a nonprofit affiliate, Lucas Housing Services Corporation. There are opportunities to give of your time, of your voice. You can reach out to me directly. We have a manager for Lucas Housing Services Corporation. His name is Sam Melendez.
I read a very poignant post about your organization, and a person wrote that they were paying their payment. They're essentially renting from you, right? And it was less than what they would normally pay at a, say if it normally would have been 1,000, they're paying 500 or whatever it is. And they work in it, and they were so grateful because the response was, this allows me to accumulate some money so that eventually I can either purchase this property or purchase something else.
Right.
And I thought, that's a great program.
Right. Yes. And so we have this amazing family self-sufficiency program. They can build an escrow account and they can use it for a down payment for a home. So there's amazing opportunities that are built in and baked to what we do that most people don't know about.
Okay. That's real interesting. I mean, that really is. So I think, you offer so many services, you know what I mean? And it's so ideally would be to share that with the community so they know, to build that awareness, you know. And so hopefully one day we'll get there and inform the community of everything you guys do. Yes. You do such a wonderful job.
Yes. And we have amazing team members that do that. They're a resident relations department. We have an amazing housing choice voucher department and team members that do that. And we are really grateful for our community partners that really help us be able to serve those individuals that we serve every year.
See, this has been educational for me because I didn't even know half of what you're speaking about now. So that was really huge,
I'm so excited and happy to be here.
Oh, Libby, it's an honor to have you here and your staff, wonderful staff. And I keep saying this constantly, but it's an old John Kennedy saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. And you're lifting, boats in our community. We all, Mr. Taylor always says this, we all drink from the same well. I hate to tell people, but some people think they can just run and hide and create their own little bubble and their life is great. And they may be great, but what's going on around you is going to impact your life. And so we have to all be involved as a community, helping to lift others. So you're doing that. Your wonderful staff's doing that. And it was an honor to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me. And we have an amazing team and we're super blessed. I'm super blessed to be part of an amazing organization. So thank you so much for your time and for having me.
It's our honor, Libby.
It's our honor.
Tom Cole, the coach, was superstar Terry Crosby for Steve Taylor Community Connection.